family. You're not crazy. You're not too sensitive. You're not imagining it. If you've felt pressure you can't explain, if you've watched doors slam for no reason, if you've seen people switch up on you overnight, like somebody flipped a hidden switch, yeah, welcome. You're in the right place today, because I'm talking to the one they tried to erase quietly, the one they tried to break spiritually, socially, emotionally, all at once, the one they whispered about, the one they schemed on, the one they smiled at in public and tried to bury in private. And you know what's hilarious? They thought you were unprotected. They thought you were just lucky when you survived what would have ended other people. They thought you were just strong when you got up after the kind of hits that make grown men stare at the ceiling at 3 a.m. They thought you were just crazy because you refused to fold. They thought you were just hard-headed. Nah, they paid witches to destroy you, and your guardian angel smirked like, bet. Let's talk about that smirk. You ever seen somebody underestimate you so badly that it turns into comedy? Like, it's not even disrespect anymore. It's entertainment. That's the energy. Because what they didn't understand is this. Some of you are not just walking. You're being carried. You're not just surviving. You're being preserved. There's a difference. They said your name in rooms you weren't in. They put your name in mouths you didn't feed. They tried to attach your future to their jealousy. They tried to staple your destiny to their bitterness. And they did it with that smug little confidence too, right? That I know something you don't know vibe. That watch how I play them energy. They acted like your life was a game board, like you were a piece they could move. But here's the part nobody tells you. When somebody sends darkness at you, and it doesn't work, they don't stop. They double down. They get louder in secret. They get more committed to the lie that you can be erased. So they paid. They invested. They put real time into your downfall. Real money, real effort, real obsession. And I need you to hear this clearly because some of you have been questioning your own reality. That's not paranoia. That's pattern recognition. You noticed the sabotage. You noticed the random misunderstandings. You noticed the sudden cold shoulders. You noticed how people you used to love started treating you like you were disposable. You noticed the timing. The timing is always loud. And listen, I know you've tried to be the bigger person. I know you've tried to stay positive. I know you've tried to just ignore it. But ignoring a fire doesn't stop it from spreading. You're not weak for noticing. You're not broken for feeling it. You're not overthinking because you can sense when the air shifts. The world loves to gaslight the chosen. They'll call you dramatic while they're actively trying to drain you. They'll call you crazy while they're running group chats about you. They'll call you toxic while they're poisoning your name. But your guardian angel smirked like, bet, because some battles aren't meant to end you. They're meant to reveal who you really are. Let me say it another way. They tried to curse you, and what they did was activate you. You ever notice how you started seeing clearer after the betrayal? How you started hearing the truth inside the silence? How you started trusting your gut more? How you started moving different? That's not you getting cold. That's you getting sharp. They wanted you confused. You got focused. They wanted you to hate yourself. You started respecting yourself. They wanted you begging for approval. You started walking away. They wanted you dependent. You started building. That's why it didn't work. Because the truth is, you're not protected. because you're perfect. You're protected because you're purpose. And purpose is expensive. Purpose always attracts hate. Purpose always attracts spiritual attention. Because if they can't copy you, they try to cancel you. If they can't compete with you, they try to corrupt you. If they can't outwork you, they try to outspell you. Yeah, I said it. Some people don't pray for blessings. They prey on people. Some people don't want a better life. They want your life. And they can't stand the fact that even after they tried you, you're still here, still breathing, still thinking, still dreaming, still standing. So they tell themselves stories. They say you must be doing something evil to be surviving like this. They say you must be getting help. They say you must have sold out, because they can't accept one simple reality. You are covered, and that coverage makes them furious, because they did the most, and you did not collapse. They set traps. You avoided them. They created chaos. You found clarity. They sent people to distract you. You saw the bait. They tried to make you reactive. You got strategic. That's the smirk. That's the bet. It's not arrogance, it's certainty. And I need you to borrow that certainty today. Because you've been walking around with survivor guilt, like, why me? Why did I lose those friends? Why did I go through that heartbreak? Why did that opportunity fall apart? Why did my own people turn on me? And I'm going to tell you something you might not like at first, but you'll thank me later. Some exits were protection. Some endings were rescue. Some closed doors were your guardian angel dragging you away from a room that was about to collapse on you. You thought you were being rejected. You were being redirected. You thought you were being punished. You were being preserved. You thought you were being delayed. You were being prepared. Because if you would have gotten what you wanted back then, with who you were back then, around who you were around back then, it would have destroyed you. So the protection didn't look like roses. It looked like loneliness. It looked like silence. It looked like people not calling you back. It looked like no. It looked like being misunderstood. It looked like being forced to sit with yourself and face what you've been avoiding. And I know, that part hurts. That part is brutal. Because you wanted love, you wanted community, you wanted someone to finally choose you, and instead you got betrayal packaged as growth. But growth is always disrespectful to the old version of you. It always feels like loss before it feels like elevation. Now hear me. They paid witches to destroy you, and your guardian angel smirked like bet, because they knew something you forgot. They knew you were built for pressure. They knew you were not the type to drown. You're the type that learns how to breathe underwater. You've been through stuff you don't even talk about. Stuff you had to laugh off just to keep functioning. Stuff you had to swallow because nobody was safe enough to tell. Stuff that would make people look at you differently if they knew. And you're still here. So let them play their little games. Let them gather their little crew. Let them light their little candles. Let them whisper your name like it's a weapon. Because every time they try to pull you down, something in you upgrades. And yes, it's unfair. You shouldn't have to evolve through pain. You shouldn't have to learn through betrayal. You shouldn't have to become wise because people were wicked. But the universe doesn't ask for permission. It assigns the lesson. So here's what you do now. Stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. Stop trying to prove you're a good person to someone who benefits from painting you as the villain. Stop volunteering your energy to people who only show up to feed on it. Let me get real. Some of you are too available, too reachable, too responsive. You answer every text. You pick up every call. You give closure to people who never gave you honesty. You keep reopening doors that God closed with both hands. And then you wonder why you're drained. Listen, boundaries are not rude. They are holy. Your peace is not a group project. Your life is not a voting poll. You don't need a committee to approve your healing. So when they try to send that energy again, you don't panic. You don't spiral. You don't start checking who likes your posts. You don't start stalking who's talking. No. You get quieter. You get disciplined. You stop bleeding in public. You stop giving your enemies a front row seat to your emotions. Because some people aren't watching you to support you. They're watching you to study you. They want your patterns, your triggers, your weaknesses. They want to know what makes you fold, so you become unpredictable. Not chaotic, not messy, unpredictable. You stop reacting the way they expect. They push a button, and you don't jump. They throw shade, and you don't chase. They spread rumors, and you don't defend, because your silence is not defeat. It's strategy. It's your guardian angel smirking through you. Bet. You know what bet means in real life? It means, okay, I see what you're trying to do. It means, say less. It means, let's see who lasts. It means, you just gave me information. So stop crying to people who enjoy your tears. Stop begging for fairness in a world that rewards manipulation. Stop thinking you're losing because you're not petty. You're not losing. You're being positioned. And I'm not telling you to become evil. I'm telling you to become awake. There's a difference between having a pure heart and being naive. Some of you confuse kindness with access. You can be kind and still say no. You can be loving and still leave. You can be forgiving and still block. You can be spiritual and still protect your space. Because protection isn't just prayer. Protection is also what you tolerate. Protection is also who you keep around. Protection is also what you stop consuming. Protection is also the habits you stop excusing. Some of you need to stop sleeping next to energy that hates you. Not just people, energy. That constant doubt, that self-sabotage, that addiction to approval, that need to be liked. They can't curse you if you stop cursing yourself. Yeah, that part stings, doesn't it? Because sometimes the witch isn't outside. Sometimes the witch is the version of you that keeps choosing the same pain because it feels familiar. So today, we cut that off. We cut off the, maybe I deserve this. We cut off the, maybe I'm the problem. We cut off the, maybe I should shrink. No, you didn't come this far to become small. You didn't survive all that just to settle for crumbs. And don't get it twisted. Your glow is going to offend people. Your confidence will trigger them. Your boundaries will expose them. Your growth will convict them. Some people only loved you when you were bleeding, when you were broke, when you were confused, when you were accessible. They loved the version of you that made them feel superior. So when you rise, they panic. When you heal, they gossip. When you upgrade, they accuse you of changing. Of course you changed. You were supposed to. A caterpillar doesn't apologize to the people who liked it crawling. Now, I want you to really think about something. If they truly believed you were nothing, they wouldn't be working so hard to stop you. Nobody hires a whole coven to destroy someone they think is irrelevant. Nobody spends money on your downfall if you're not a threat. Nobody obsesses over your name if your destiny isn't loud. They can feel it. They can feel what's coming for you. And that's why they're moving weird. That's why the energy shifts when you enter the room. That's why people compete with you without telling you. That's why they copy you and criticize you at the same time. That's why they want you exhausted. Because an exhausted you is a controllable you. A drained you is a distracted you. A distracted you forgets who you are. So you start protecting your energy like it's money. Because it is. You don't argue with clowns. You don't wrestle in mud. You don't chase closure from someone who enjoys your confusion. You get your sleep. You drink your water. You move your body. You clean your space. You stop letting people rent rooms in your mind for free. And you focus. Because focus is the real flex. Focus is how you win without screaming. Focus is how you build while they gossip. Focus is how you become untouchable. Now let's talk about the part you're scared to admit. You've been holding back. You've been playing safe. You've been dimming your light so you don't trigger the insecure ones. You've been cutting your dream down to a size that won't scare your circle. You've been letting fear wear a mask called humility. But deep down, you know. You know you're meant for more. You know you're not here to just pay bills and die tired. You know there's a version of you that's dangerous in the best way. Dangerous because you're disciplined. Dangerous because you're consistent. Dangerous because you don't need applause. Dangerous because you can be alone and still be fine. That's the version your guardian angel is trying to pull out of you. Because protection without purpose is pointless. You weren't protected just to stay stuck. You weren't spared just to stay small. You weren't saved just to keep repeating the same cycles. So here's the shift. Today, you stop responding to disrespect with explanation. You respond with elevation. Today, you stop trying to be understood by people committed to misunderstanding you. You get understood by your results. Today, you stop begging the universe for signs. You become the sign. You walk different. You talk different. You move like someone who knows they're covered. Not cocky, certain. And when the enemy tries again because they will, you don't flinch. You smirk. Like, bet. Because you already know how this ends. You already know you're not alone. You already know that every attack becomes a lesson. Every betrayal becomes a filter. Every loss becomes a launch. And look, it's okay if you're still healing. It's okay if you still have days where you miss people who hurt you. It's okay if your confidence still shakes sometimes. That doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're human. But don't you dare confuse emotion with weakness. Tears don't mean you're losing. Tears mean you're releasing. And once you release, you make room. Room for real love. Room for real opportunity. Room for real peace. Room for your next level. That's why they couldn't destroy you. Because they don't understand what happens when a chosen person finally stops negotiating with their own worth. They don't understand what happens when you stop seeking permission. They don't understand what happens when you stop feeding the fear. They don't understand what happens when you stop trying to be liked and start trying to be free. So yeah, let them gather. Let them chant. Let them whisper. Let them plot. You have something they can't buy. You have resilience that was forged in the dark. You have a spirit that refuses to stay down. You have a mind that's waking up. And once your mind wakes up, it's over. Because you stop tolerating the bare minimum. You stop romanticizing disrespect. You stop calling chaos chemistry. You stop calling inconsistency love. You stop calling manipulation connection. You start choosing yourself with no apology. And I need you to feel this in your chest right now. They paid witches to destroy you, and your guardian angel smirked like, bet. Not because you're untouchable, because you're unstoppable when you finally lock in. So lock in, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, not when people finally validate you. Today, show up for your life like it's the last chance you get. Do the work even when nobody claps. Keep your plans quiet. Move in silence. Stack your wins. Protect your peace. And when they try you again, and you feel that weird heaviness in the air, that sudden doubt, that random drama trying to pull you off your path, don't panic. Smile. Breathe. And say it with your whole soul. Bet. Because the moment you stop fearing what they're doing in the dark is the moment you become the kind of person darkness can't handle. The kind of person that walks through sabotage like it's a warm-up. The kind of person who turns every attempted curse into fuel. And you start realizing you weren't protected to just survive. You were protected to become the one they can't ignore. The one they can't replace, the one they can't copy, the one that keeps rising and rising and rising, even when everything around you is trying to pull you back into the same old story, because you're done being the character everybody uses, and you're becoming the author, and the pen is in your hand, and the next move is yours, and you can feel it building in you right now. That heat in your chest, that clarity in your mind, that I'm not playing anymore energy, because you're not here to be managed, you're not here to be controlled, you're not here to be drained, you're here to expand. And once you decide that for real, the whole atmosphere changes, the whole game changes, the way people look at you changes, the way you look at yourself changes. And you stop asking, why me? And you start saying, try me. And you start moving like someone who already knows what happens next. When you stay consistent and they stay obsessed. When you stay disciplined and they stay bitter. When you stay focused and they stay distracted. Because you're not the same person you were when they first tried it. You're sharper now. You're colder with your boundaries now. You're calmer in the storm now. You're not begging anymore. You're not chasing anymore. You're not proving anymore. You're building and building and building.